Welcome back to our Rimworld 40k Let's Play. So we have a few people, quite a few actually, who are just kicking around doing nothing at the moment. So I think it's finally time for us to start acting on some of these quests, and there are quite a few piling up actually. So we should start dealing with them anyways. To that end, let's do a quick review of what we have, and then we'll consider who we should send. So two have popped up since the end of last episode. The first being this reunion with Endymion. Endymion is a character that briefly pops up in Dawn of War 2. He is Thul's second in command, basically a veteran sergeant who's part of the command squad. So he is currently wounded and unable to move, not far from the Fortress Monastery. So we'll definitely want to rescue him and bring him back to the base. That's another Marine already trained up and ready to fight whenever he heals, of course. So that'll help us not only defend the base, but have enough people to venture out on additional missions. We've also had this Brigand Outpost quest pending for a little while. We accepted it about a week ago, and we have roughly 2 weeks until it expires. Again, we need to attack a outpost held by the Tau. There are 7 Tau guarding it, and we will gain a little bit of relationship with the local Imperial Guard regiment if we do so. Also, we've had another quest offered to us. This one is called Attack for Profit, and the Prime Counselor of Ministin, who is the main human faction on the planet that's not a military entity, they would like us to draw the Tau who are raiding their caravans into a battle at our base. And if we were to do so, they would arrive within 5 days of us accepting, and they would be deploying 23 enemies, basically 12 Kroot, 9 Kroot hounds, potentially as mounts, and then 2 Narloks, which are big beasts. So we'll definitely do this. I don't love the reward options, but we could turn the chain shotguns into components, so that's something to consider. And there's some jade for a sculpture maybe as well. These sniper rifles are kind of the same deal. I don't know if we would get more components out of one versus the other, so I'm leaning in favor of the jade between these two. And then obviously with any sort of AI, that is heresy, so we have to refuse it. Okay, so let's look at what we're dealing with geographically here. So the Attack for Profit quest is going to happen at our base, so we don't actually need to go anywhere to do that. Endymion is out here, and that looks to be, so 0.9 days. If we were to send Cyrus, it would be like 0.1 day. So we could do that one really, really quick, actually. And I think that might be the way to go. We can maybe send Ariston as backup too. So we'll send our 2 scouts. They can go rescue Endymion, bring him back. We'll accept the quest to fight the Tau. Well, okay, let's say this whole round trip takes 3 days, right? Worst case scenario, it takes a day to get there. It should take far, far less than that. They'll hang out for a day to make sure Endymion is patched up, and then roughly a day coming back. So 3 days there. If we accept the Attack for Profit quest the moment they return, it'll happen 5 days from there, so that's 8 days total. That still leaves us with about a week buffer on the bandit camp, which it will take us a bit of time to get there, but probably not more than a few days. So 2.9 days. Again, we'll be a little bit faster than that. We'll call it 2 days. So I think that gives us a big enough window. So yeah, we'll send Cyrus and Ariston. I didn't mean to leave the map there. So we're going to go here. We're going to send you and you. In terms of supplies, there's no point in sending them with these survival meals because their current meal policy doesn't allow them to eat it, and I don't feel like micromanaging it, so I'm just going to send them with the agave and the berries. They'll forage more than they need anyway, but this is at least food that they can give to Endymion when they get there. They should also bring a bit of medicine. We'll send them with 5. That way, even if everybody gets injured, there's more than one medicine. Well, there's... yeah, it should be plenty. There's 1 per person with a little bit of extra for Endymion. Okay. I think that is everything we need. So let's send them on their way. It's saying 0.6 days, and I think it'll still be faster than that. Now, quick updates to the base. We've mined out this area. Again, this is going to be the chapel where we have our shrine to the Emperor. This is going to be the chaplain's living quarters, as well as an area for people to come talk to the chaplains, basically using like the therapy mod, but it's going to be a little bit more 40k flavored than just your usual kind of shrink's office. We have been... Oh, perfect. I was going to say we've been cranking out gene seed organs, components, whatever you prefer to call them. And Gordian's actually working on black carapace right now, which is the last one that we need. So we will have one of everything except for the Betcher's gland, which, again, I plan to skip. We do have a little bit of human meat left, so I might ask him to make one more. Let's do another osmodula. That's the first component we generally install. Or organ, I should say. And what else have we been working on? We've got a little bit of cotton harvest over here so we can make some more beds. I've asked Heracus to start making these steel cattle prods, so some of our chapter serfs, who are eventually going to become Marines, I'm just trying to give them like some sort of temporary weapon to defend themselves, so they're carrying these cattle prods. I figured that would be a good thing for them to kind of keep the prisoners in line with, because they're not necessarily lethal. But they should be effective enough if they have to use them. Additionally, let's see, there was something else. Oh, right, so Phoses is coming along pretty nicely. He has 5 gene seed organs installed. I think it's about time for the 6th. Now, the 6th is usually done separately, so we're not going to do anything else in conjunction with this one. We're going to install it and then give him some time to rest. But the 6th, the catalepsian node, is usually when the psychotherapy starts as well for the Marines. And so I've tried to look at ways to do it sort of in-game without utilizing dev tools or like character editor. And unfortunately, I don't think... Oh, sorry, I just got an email. I don't think that there is a good way to do it. So what I'm going to do is basically add traits via the character editor that I feel are relevant based on kind of how that character behaves and performs. So to start with, we'll give him Angel of Death because that's the general Space Marine one. Now, Angel of Death encompasses several different traits. Basically, I think it gives them the equivalent of like Bloodlust. It gives them the equivalent of like asceticism. So there are certain things that are going to be incompatible. For example, Greedy is going to be incompatible with the asceticism components of that trait. So the ones that are incompatible will get bumped because the Space Marine trait is going to effectively override that. But then the other defining traits that they have that don't conflict will remain. So he'll still be restless, for example. And again, from there, we'll kind of add traits that we feel fit the character sort of over time. But that's how I'm going to have to do it. Because I have found like psychotherapy mods, but they're very, very... what's the word I'm looking for? They have a bit more... There's too much going on there's not really a mod that does exactly what I want and nothing more. Most of them have, they're kind of messy, I guess, is the best way to phrase that. So anyways, let's get things rolling. Oh, rip. All right, so game crashed obviously, but we were able to recover it. So I've sent Cyrus and Arston out just as we did before. It looks like we got another quest. So let's take a look at that. This is a 3-star. So again, from Ministon, they've captured 3 prisoners from an enemy faction, and they want to hand them off to us for 12 hours until they have a prison ready. They're sick with blood rot and will require daily treatment. The prisoners have a paid rescue contact with a Necron dynasty. Are they Necrons themselves? This is a tough one. 4 mercenary gunners will be placed under your control. You'll have to feed and house them, but they may die in battle without consequence. Okay, how long do we have on this one? Expires in about 8 days. 3 raids, wow, of that size. Interesting. That is basically 2 power armors with a plasteel, though. So I'm very tempted. The Phoenix armor we can't use, but we can sell it. Or maybe turn that into... I don't know if it would give us plasteel. Yeah, not sure, honestly. But that's something to keep in mind. Right. Where was I before the game so inconveniently crashed? I think we were going to give Phoses his next gene seed implant. So that is the... Did I miss it? I think I missed it. 7. Where's number 6? There it is, catalepsy node. Okay. And I think I need to do this still. Right. Okay. Alright, so I caught Demetrios trying to perform the operation himself, so I'm going to ask Gordian to do it. What's he doing? I just need you to perform the surgery. He put everything back and then went to go get food. Okay, here we go. Catalepsy node. So the catalepsy node, for those of you who don't know, is a brain implant. And this is basically what allows Space Marines to go so long without sleep. So the crunch, I guess we can call it here, basically the raw numbers in terms of what's happening in Rimworld is it's 20% X multiplier. I don't know how that necessarily works out. I'm guessing it's what, just a fifth of the tiredness they would usually accumulate. So basically they need to sleep a fifth as often. But anyways, the in-lore reason for that is, I'll pause here, or I'll let you guys pause here to read it, but just quickly in summary, it effectively lets them turn off different parts of their brain so that they can rest different areas of the brain when not needed, without having to basically turn their entire brain off to sleep. And then there's a nice little fun fact at the end here. The longest recorded period of awakenness for any Space Marine was 328 solar hours, and this was achieved by some Crimson Fists as they were defending their home planet Rimworld against orcs. So it looks like the implant was implanted successfully. I'm going to ask him to grab this last... Oh, he's still out. I'm going to eventually ask him to grab that cattle prod so that he isn't running around with a log. Though, hopefully soon enough we'll have proper weapons for him. Obviously, there's still a lot of implants that we need to give him, but we're going to try to get him set up as a scout marine soon enough. I'm checking in on our caravan here. It looks like they're rapidly approaching Endymion, so they'll be there momentarily. Alright, so we have made it. And it looks like Endymion is down in the center of this field, being guarded by 2 ibex. These aren't manhunters. They're just hanging out, I guess. So, let's see. Cyrus, I'm expecting an ambush, so let's put you on that corner. And then Ariston, move up to these chunks, and if nothing attacks us, you can go in and grab him. So far, so good. Alright, why don't you go ahead and offer your assistance. And Endymion joins up. He needs to be rescued. Real quick, just a reminder. So, again, Endymion is from Dawn of War 2. He's only referenced briefly, and I think you only get to see his corpse, but he is Thul's second in command. So, we have him a little bit more oriented toward shooting in this case, but he does have some passion and skill in both. And then, of course, social, because he is kind of an officer, right? As far as traits go, he has Angel of Death, just like every other Blood Raven. And he's also enduring, perceptive, persuasive, and sanguine. So, in general, he's just kind of intelligent, very social, savvy type of guy. And then, obviously, he's tough, even by Space Marine standards, because he's been around. He's advanced to a veteran sergeant level, so he definitely knows how to throw down. Let's, speaking of throw down, let's throw a sleeping spot in here. We'll make that a medical bed, and we'll go ahead and rescue him. Cyrus, I think we're in the clear, so why don't you move up? I'm going to ask that we put a roof over this. I don't think we'll waste time in closing it, but a roof might be nice. And then drop all the food and medicine that you're carrying, both of you. Man, he really looks like Mr. T. I dig it. Ariston, I think you have the higher medical skill. Yeah, 8 versus 6. That's what I thought. So you are going to be in charge of tending to him. Cyrus, you can do what you will. So Gordian just finished the extra Osmodula. I don't know why he decided to do that before the Black Carapace. I'm guessing probably just because it's higher up on this list of priorities. So he's going to finish the Black Carapace momentarily. Doesn't really matter. Neither of those is going to be immediately useful to us. The Black Carapace isn't going to be implanted into Phocis until he is a full-fledged Space Marine, or at least right before his induction into that role. And then the Osmodula is for whoever we decide to start gene seed therapy on next. I think that's going to be Demetrios, but I don't want to begin until we have a few more of those components ready. I'd prefer to do them in batches as much as we can, just like we did with Phocis, or at least where it's lore friendly to do so. I'm going to forbid these pants. Oh, we have a cattle prod as well. You're up and about, so why don't you equip that? No more running around with a log for a weapon. Cool. What the hell just happened? Avidus suffered a total mental breakdown, entered a catatonic state. He'll recover in several days because of poor mood. So he was so bored, apparently, due to the limited recreation, that his brain just completely shut down. And because of that, he became coordinated. What the hell is going on with this colony? Gordian, please rescue him. And I'm just going to forbid his heavy bolter right here. Martellus is like, I'm not even going to touch it. But since that's indoors, I'm just going to forbid it there, because I don't want anybody else grabbing it. But yeah, I feel like the amount of mental breaks has been kind of ridiculous. I know this isn't a very pleasant place to live at the moment, but at the same time, like, the Space Marines should be sort of extra resilient to that sort of thing. Oh, it's just not showing his headgear, or any of his other gear for that matter. And additionally, I feel like every time we do have a mental break, it's something like ridiculous. It's not like, oh, he's just doing a sad wander. It's like, no, he went full catatonic and is basically in a coma. Or, oh, he's going to go on a murdering spree because he didn't have enough board games to play. Like, what the hell is going on? Well, I guess to that end, let's put down some more recreation stuff. I don't know what else we could really do, though, honestly. We can do a dartboard. I think we have enough cloth for that. Oh, I already made one. I gave them a dartboard. So what else do I need to give them? They're making snowmen. Fine, you know, do what you will. You know what? I think we need another solar panel while I'm looking at this. Throw that down. We can get a horseshoe pin down. Because, you know, why the hell not? Sure, put it there. Dartboard. I think we can do... Oh, but we need wood for that. I don't have any wood. But they have a few different options. We have a chess table. We have these things down. I don't know if they're working, if I'm being completely honest. But they don't give any indication that there's like other requirements, right? It's not like... Maybe they just don't like cerebral play. But it doesn't say like, oh, you need the other components of this game or anything, right? So like the DM screen, it's not saying I also need like a character sheet or a handbook with it. They should all function independently. I also have a punching bag right here. Dartboard there. They have shooting targets. And chess table. So there's all sorts of different things for them to do. Maybe they're just not actively doing it. Like, I didn't really read through there as to whether it was a lack of recreation activities available or if it was just him not performing recreation frequently enough. To that end, it might be worth going through... I always forget which damn tab it is. This one. Maybe we should just tell them, you know, everybody's going to do 2 hours of recreation in the morning. And if we have to, we can add 2 at the end of the day. See, eventually, what I would have liked is to basically have all the recreation be shooting at targets and then fighting or doing like melee training. So it was all going to be training focused. I don't know if they would have more mental breaks because of that, though. I think regular pawns would. But the Space Marines should be more resilient to that, but so far it appears that they're not necessarily. We haven't seen a ton of mental breaks from them, but Avitus hasn't been here that long, and he's already had 2, I think. So, yeah. How are you guys doing? How is this going? His movement is at 52%. You know what? I might just send them back now, if I'm being honest. If he is capable of moving. Oh, no he's not. Cannot walk. Is that because of the pain? Well, let's take a look. So if I were to form a caravan, that's the wrong end. Why did my buttons disappear? What's going on here? Cancel. Okay, let's try that again. I want to go from this end and send them that way. It's going to take 1.6 days. That's honestly not too bad. So let's just do it. Make sure we bring his weapons along and all the food. Cool. Yeah, so we actually ended up with more food than we left with, which is interesting. Okay. So it's going to take them about 2 days to get home, which honestly, if we waited for him to heal up enough to move more quickly, it probably would take longer than that. So I think all in all, that works out pretty nicely. Now, I feel like we could use some defenses. So that's something I want to start focusing on. If we go to security, I have these dirt mounds, which are the same as sandbags, I believe. Let's see, what cover do they offer? 65%. Versus the sandbag is actually less effective at 57. But the dirt mound doesn't require any materials. It just requires work. So I'm going to build a big long line here, and then in the middle, I want something like that. I want to put a turret there. And then we'll bring this around. I think it might actually be useful to do something like this as well. I'm going to fill in these too. Have like a little shoot house type of thing going on. And we'll build something over here. Like that. Should probably do something similar on this end. So maybe like this. And is it worth putting something over here? Possibly. Yeah, just so there's some firing positions. And again, I want to put a turret. Let's see. How are we on those sorts of materials? 125 plasteel. I can still make at least one scout armor if I craft a turret. What does the range look like? So if I put that there, how far out can it fire? Okay. Versus the las cannon. The las cannon should have better range. Let's see. Does it tell me the range? 45 versus 38. So the las cannon does shoot a little bit further, and cost-wise they're the same. The heavy bolter I think just fires more quickly. So let's put a las cannon turret down right here. Oh, good. This guy's gone into a murderous rage. Alright, that's, I think, the last straw for him. Gordian, I'm going to ask you to intervene. Oh, okay. Since you're nearby, please do something. Okay, grab him. We're going to throw him in the prison, and honestly, that is the last straw as far as I'm concerned. So I think we're going to euthanize him. Let's see. Or we could just harvest his heart. But they didn't like it when I did that last time. So maybe if he's dead first. Where is it? Euthanize by cut. Yeah. Do that, please. You know what? No, we need the heart, though. Like, we genuinely need it. So if he is going to die, we need to make the best use of his body as possible. So we're going to harvest his heart. That very well, I mean, that will kill him. It's not going to be immediate, though, so we could potentially harvest something else. Gordian, I'm going to actually leave that to you. Chatting, cleaning, strip, blah, blah, blah. Where's the operation option? Need material. There's plenty of medicine. Whatever, it's not a rush. Okay, well, it's fine. But if we can't make him into a space marine, at least he will be able to contribute to another pawn becoming a marine. Alright, so Endymion's now capable of moving under his own power, so I'm guessing that's going to really speed things up here. Yeah, it's down to 0.7 days now. Sooner the better. Let's see. Nobody has started on any of this. I'd prefer they get on that relatively soon because, you know, the next raid could be quite large given how big our colony is getting. So I think I want to start working on our first servitor, and that's going to be Crocodile. She is, again, very mono-focused at mining, so there's not really advantage to having her join the colony. We can just have her be a prisoner that mines, but to that end, so that we don't have to deal with prison breaks and anything of that nature, we're going to turn her into a servitor to do that. Now, there's a couple ways we can do it, and I'm honestly not sure which the best is. So we're going to experiment a little bit here. We can remove the limbic lobe to effectively make her simple. And that says it gets rid of thoughts, personality, and the need for freedom, which is exactly what we want from a servitor. We can also remove cerebellum, which just completely immobilizes them. We don't want to do that. There's also making a trauma savant out of her. This one has a really high failure rate, so we don't necessarily want to do that. But it is one way that we could make somebody into a servitor, and then the other is to do a lobotomy. The lobotomy is going to have a lot of negative effects. I don't have really any experience with this one, so I just have to kind of take the description's word for it. But what I've seen from the lobotomy is that it will also significantly reduce consciousness, which significantly reduces manipulation and movement. So we would need to offset those in other ways if we wanted her to still be an effective worker. So I think let's try this one. It's also easier because it requires less medicine and we don't have to craft additional things. So we'll start there. Also, in order to improve her mining efficiency, there's something fun that we can make here, and that is a drill arm. So literally a drill for an arm to make her mine faster. And then actually, since she's going to become a servitor, I'd like to make her some servitor clothes. So we'll start with the bodysuit and then one of the headgears. Alright, so I asked Martellus to knock out at least this center portion of the sandbags. Those are all done. I'm going to ask him to prioritize working on the turret as well. And we'll need to run some power out to it, so I should probably take a look at that too. So let's bring some conduits out this way. And how do I want to do this? Something like this. Sure, whatever. So these turrets will actually run on fuel or electricity. I tried to make them deployable in the field, right? So if we wanted to bring these with us to a place where we didn't have generators set up, you can fuel them up with chem fuel, put them down, and they'll run for a limited amount of time. But since this one is just static defending our base, there's no reason not to run power to it. Alright, so our caravan made it back. Let's take a look here. I'm going to move... Where is he? Endymion. Since he's Thul's second in command and part of the command squad, I'm going to move him up here. And I'm also going to... We have a couple unassigned spots over here, so I'm going to deconstruct that. And I'll assign Endymion to this one. Actually, that makes me think. You know what? I'm going to build a few of these in here. Just preemptively, since we have the materials. And since we only have one chaplain, I think I'll let Endymion stay in there for the time being, when those are ready. But otherwise, looks like a couple of Marines are catching Z's. That's fine. Oh, there's our turret. So, yeah, we can fuel this up if desired, but I'm going to set it to 0 because I don't want them wasting chem fuel on this if it's being run off the power source there. Though it doesn't look like it's being powered. So can you shoot that for me? Oh, it's not being powered because this isn't connected. Let's see. God, you guys make this look so difficult. What's Gordian doing? Just going for a walk? Okay, fair enough. Thank you, Martellus, for getting that done. How about this little piece right here? Okay, you're already doing it. We have visitors from Cadians. Do you have a trader? Yes, and a quest giver, so we definitely want to have a chat with them. Alright, so this is being powered now. Perfect. Let's have it shoot a tree. Wow. 3 shots to vaporize a tree. And one of those missed, so that's actually pretty good. Alright, well that'll help us next time we get attacked. Also these sandbags. I'm wondering if we should just like deconstruct this door. Let's claim those. We'll tear them down. Just because I want them to be able to get in here more easily. Oh, cool. The drill arm is done, too. So, crocodile. Oh, apparently your surgery already happened. So, the limbic lobe has been removed. So, eating, max 20%. Manipulation, max 40%. That's unfortunate. Affects social interactions. So... talking is going to be 0. We'll have to see if there's other ways to boost her manipulation. Like with bionics, for example, if we need to give her a bionic arm. Now, we just made a drill arm. What does that actually do statistically? Why do we have 2 brains? Oh, did we get a brain from her? I mean, like, we only took part of it, but okay. But where's the drill arm? There it is. So what does the drill arm do statistically? Mechanical arm replacement for speeding up mining. It has a built-in snake drill, which allows the miner to rapidly find and exploit weak lines in the rock. It also has a general purpose manipulator, somewhat ungainly, which slows down movement slightly. So deep drilling speed plus 70%, mining speed plus 160%, movement minus 8. It doesn't appear to have any effect on manipulation. Okay, that's honestly not that bad. So we're going to install that. Now she has a scar on her right arm that's affecting its efficiency, so we may as well replace the right arm if we're going to install this. Body mod, blood drawing. Where is it? Install all this junk. Remove head. Remove. No. Where is it? So for whatever reason, it's not giving me the option to install it. So I'm going to check back later. I don't know if it's an effect of something else. If it's an effect of the procedure we just did, I might use character editor to revert it, and we'll try the lobotomy instead, because if it's not compatible with any other what's it called, like any other medical procedures, then we're not going to want to use that one. Oh shoot, Endymion, where is your... I see your chainsword. Where's your bolt pistol? Oh, he has it. Great. Thule, I need you to just strip him. Right. Endymion, equip your chainsword. And then equip this as your sidearm. No, shoot. Cancel that. Equip this. And then equip this as your offhand. Thule. He's just going to grab that again. God damn it. Whatever. Go get your chainsword, and then I'm going to have you strip him and take it. Last thing we need is somebody that mentally unstable with a bolt pistol. Acadians are here. Let's go have a word with them. Who the hell are you? Oh, you're part of the Acadians too. Okay. Nicholas, you're going to do the trading, I think, since you're not busy. Yeah, go check for quests. Alright, so undraft, equip as your offhand weapon. No. This is very frustrating. Okay, strip him again. Equip that as your offhand weapon. Thank you. Alright, quest opportunities. NPC Diplo change. Or some hospitality stuff. No thank you, I'm not going to pay for any of that. So how about trade then? We're not selling GNC components, but we will buy medicine. I will buy components. A Weber, interesting. So if we want to take people alive, that's one way to do it. Our fists seem equally effective though. I will sell you some of these clothes. Definitely these hats. The Psychic Shock Lance, I guess I'll get rid of. This Gauss Flare. Yeah, I want to keep the robe for any aspirants that we bring in that need clothing. But otherwise, I think that's fine. Oh, shoot. They don't have enough. Oh, they have, like, none. Well, damn it. What can I buy from them, then? They have, like, nothing for sale. I guess the survival meals, better than not getting anything in return. We can take the Weber. At least there's some minimal use for it. I might just have to keep the Gauss Flare for now. That's fine. I don't think I need these survival meals though. I'll take them anyways. What the hell? Alright, Nicholas, go ahead and just dismiss them. We don't need them hanging around the base. That actually reminds me though, no, we don't have anybody here. Okay, so for whatever reason, this is available now. So we're going to install Drill Arm on the right. And... oh god, so she has food poisoning. It's going to be impossible to tell what the final effect of this is. But, whatever. We can also operate on Boricus now. I realized he was set for the wrong medicine type. So it might be worth just doing that now. Don't wear that. That thing is useless to you. So, try to arrest. Not ready for surgery. Why is he not ready for surgery? I don't think he gets to dictate that. We get to dictate that. Okay, whatever. Deal with it later. So, now that we have some defenses prepared, let's get going on the next mission. Actually, the next mission is a defensive one, right? So if we go here, available attack for profit, we will accept for these chain shotguns. and the Tau will arrive in 5 days. So that gives us a little bit of time to finish building out these defenses. Though we've already done a pretty good job. Apparently we failed our attempt at removing his heart and basically just like scratched the shit out of his heart. Well, just try it again. And he was gonna die anyways, so tending. I guess just stabilize him real quick. I'm very disappointed, if I'm being honest, Gordian. Though, to be fair, I don't know if Gordian's the one that did it. It very well might have been Heracus that failed. Wait, what are you doing? Don't waste medicine on this. Just stop the bleeding. He's actually bleeding very profusely. Okay, he should be fine. Okay, let's add that operation back on there. Where's your heart? Did it move? So not here anymore? Well, we're gonna have to wait then, I guess. We'll try to make sure. You know what? I'm actually going to remove Demetrios and Heracus from top priority doctoring, so hopefully they don't jump in for surgery. Oh, please don't do that. Phocis, why aren't you wearing your Astartes underclothes? I need somebody to haul that back before it gets destroyed. Pick up, hauling. Haul it, please. No, stop it. Okay, you're gonna do it. No. Put it back. Put it in there. No, stop. Okay. Should be safe now. You're gonna go smelt some slag. Perfect. So at some point, Crocodile got her drill arm. Unfortunately, I missed it. But yeah, her manipulation doesn't look great. I mean, granted, she's still under the effects of anesthetic, and she's got major food poisoning, so... what can you do? So another thing I want to start investing in is... I have the Rimfeller mod installed, and chem fuel is obviously going to be critical to our ability to produce plasteel. So in order to really do anything with the Rimfeller mod, we first need the resource console, this thing. So I'm going to place that there next to our comms console, and that will allow us to see the grid for the oil on the map, and then we can start placing stuff to actually harvest it. So I'm getting like 0 to, well, like single digit ticks per second. So I'm gonna cut this episode off here and see what I can do to fix it. I'm sure there's something. I honestly don't know what's causing it, because nothing happened in game that I could see really being the issue. Yeah, I'm honestly not sure. Like, there's nothing that would have caused it as far as I could tell. It's not like a big raid spawned or something like that. We don't have a ton of pawns on the map or anything weird that I would expect to tank the performance. It's not my computer. I can see from OBS right now I'm getting 60 FPS on the recording with no deviation on that at all, which means it's not taxing my system whatsoever. And my CPU usage is about 1%. So I don't think it's hardware related. It's definitely something with the game engine. So even when I'm running it right now and the game is struggling, I see no change in performance from my hardware. Right, so as I said, I'll break it off here. Hopefully come back in the next episode with this fixed. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit difficult to continue. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Rimworld with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here, hopefully, for the next one.